All right, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we have over 370 cop stories. Please look them up. They're really good. I got 2 years of ice. There's a lot of gross alerts, lots of gross alerts. Naked people everywhere. I got a guy running down a horse trail chasing rich people on horseback, ladies, and all he has on is a pair of women's underwear on his head. Okay, look that one up. That's pretty good. And he had tennis shoes on, of course. So those are kind of the vice ones. So that was hilarious. Oh my God. So look those up, please. And in addition to that, we have over 200 question and answers. So ask me a question, I'll return it to you directly, and then I'll put it on video. Okay, so you want to ask me a question, email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com. Okay, so I have one here. I'm going to combine a couple little mini stories, I call it. We're good surveillance. We follow people, there's 6 of us, and all we do is sit in cars. One guy watches the house, everybody else sits off to the hidden somewhere, and then when the guy moves, we basically follow him. It's usually a narcotic dealer. In fact, it was a narcotics dealer the whole time. Okay, that's what we did for a living. One person cars. Well, in those days it was just all guys. So I'll call them one-man cars, and we haven't progressed to the women yet later on. So, we all sit separately. We all sit by yourselves, and remember now, those cars are our offices. We carry computers, we carry books. I have a book reader. I think I gave James Michener's family, their stock went up because I read every book that he ever wrote. Hawaii and Australia, all these things. Anyway, so that's your office. We got paperwork in there. We do, extra clothes in the trunk because we would go to a place overnight. All of us have shotguns, extra ammo in case it's needed. It's pretty much our working, rolling offices, all 6 of us. Okay, so so a lot of things happen here, and so a lot of interpersonal stuff. 2 of the guys. I'm a little chunky now. I look like with this. We got a new mask on, so if you look that, I look like like a superhero of the later years. Okay, so we had 2 guys in the squad. I wasn't as chunky as I was now. I was kind of skinny, but 2 guys in the squad were kind of heavy, and one of them very paranoid about him being heavy, and a little self-conscious, in denial. And if you own a mirror and you're heavy, or you have a bad eye, or you're going bald, you cannot be in denial. Every day you wake up, you brush your teeth, you look in the mirror, you see yourself. Okay. Anyway, so he made this big deal about he wants to go on one of the diet programs. I don't know which one it was. Weight Watchers, I don't know what it was. And we get up, and we would drive and meet each other occasionally. We hardly ever saw each other because remember now we're all spread out, single cars. But once in a while we'd meet up with him to exchange paperwork, whatever, and he'd be saying, "Yeah, I'm on this one. Look what I'm eating for lunch." Pulls out these little, like I call them sawdust discs. About this big around, about that thick, looked like large oatmeal cookies, but they were horrible. But it's to keep his stomach from growling in the meantime, as select the meals. Remember now, we're on the road, so you can't really, you have to bring all when you're on a diet like that, you have to bring all your food with you. The rest of us were going to, McDonald's and getting hamburgers and hot dogs, because, we were basically eating on the run. But he was very adamant that I'm going to lose this weight, I'm doing great, and, okay, so about a week went by. After a while, I don't want to sound cold, but you got to get tired of hearing it. I mean, just do it. We're alpha cops here. Don't give me words. Give me actions. So after a week of this, and it's hot. We're out in the North Sacramento Valley. It's hot. Summertime, California. So we're going to the end of our shift, and it's about 5:30. Been on all day, and he's sitting in his car, and we all pull up in our cars behind a market to talk about the next day's work. We're all get out of our cars under the shade, and we're all talking. There's 5 of us. He's sitting in his car. He's not getting out. Okay. We used to make jokes that we could actually come to work wearing a golf shirt and our underwear, because you can't see anything below the chest when you're in the car, right? We were making jokes about that, cop humor. Anyway, so we looked over him. What's going on with you? Nothing. I'm just, And what's weird is he wasn't moving his arms. He was just sitting like I'm talking to you with the door right here, right? The door frame. Well, that's weird. Guys, the guys go like this. It just looked like when you're talking to a suspect and he's trying to hide something. And one of my partners who passed away last year, he is. He goes, "Hey, what are you doing, man?" He goes, "Oh man, he caught me." He brings his hands up, and he's got 2 ice cream cones. Okay, 2 of them. 2 of those drumsticks, with the chocolate and the thing on top. 2 of them, and the whole time we're standing there, he's trying to hide it, so it's all running down his hand, on both hands, all the way down to his forearms, on both of them. He goes, "Son of a bitch," and he goes, "Open the door for it." He can't even open the door because he's got these ice creams, okay, in his hand, and it's all dripping in ice cream. And so we open the door, and he climbs out, and there's There's ice cream on the inside of the door, you know, the armrest where you grab the door. There's ice cream and chocolate on that. It's already seeped down on the side of the seat. It's on the door frame. He gets, you know, and then he throws the ice creams away, and he goes, ah. And so one of the guys went over and got some, we carry everything in our cars. Towels, those fresh wipes, toilet paper. Sometimes another story I told you, look it up, or I had to go to the bathroom and I went in somebody's flower pot or somebody's flower bed at their house. Look that one up. That's embarrassing. But you take everything with you. So here 2 or 3 of us are giving him paper towels and those handy wipes. He's wiping his hands off, and then he takes the whole package. He's, I'll buy another package, and he's wiping down his car. Remember now, these cars they're not new, but they're our cars. They're sure, they belong to the city, but you're gonna have to sit in this car for 12, 14 hours a day. So you want to make sure it's nice. So he's wiping the car down. We are just all in tears. Okay, human race. And he goes, yeah, I went off yesterday. I couldn't stand it anymore. Okay, well, he just stayed big. Okay, fine. Who cares? Okay. So anyway, that's one of the little stories I want to tell you. Okay. Here's another one. Remember now, you go to work, and I was the kind of guy, in 35 years, I took 1 sick day. 1. They give you like 12 a year that you can take, you know, paid sick days. So, and this particular assignment, you could actually go to work sick because you're in the car by yourself. We always carried water and stuff. Take your water, take your pills, you know, go out and sit in some corner waiting for the crook to move. Get your little blankie, put the seat back, put the radio up so you can hear the police radio. Take your pills and sack out, you know, and it's kind of dangerous to be sleeping in a car like that. So one day I went to work sick. Okay, I got up at 5 in the morning to go to work at 6, and I'm not feeling good. As I drove an hour to get there, an hour and a half, I was getting sicker by the minute. Okay, it was a cold, and you know, I wasn't feeling good. Now I wasn't nauseous, but I was just cold and shaky. Okay, so I get there. The same guy that had the ice creams, okay, I asked him to meet me somewhere, and it was under it was a huge, under construction off ramp where they had an overpass of the freeway, and they had the under part here that hasn't finished yet. It was a dead end. So it's just basically an overpass. You can drive. Eventually, you're gonna have 4 lanes under there, but right now it's closed off. But you can still park under there. So I pulled in there. I backed in, looking out. He pulls in, like we go to car, so we don't have to get out of our cars. And he looked at me. He goes, "Man," he looked at me. "You look terrible." I said, "I got a hell of a cold." I said, "Do me a favor. Would you sit here and let me get an hour's sleep? You know, because sometimes the crooks don't. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, and we get there early. So if the crook leaves early, we're on them. But sometimes about half the time they leave early. Half the time they leave at 10. So you're there 4 hours doing pretty much nothing." So he goes, "Yeah, sure, because we were there before, nothing happened." "Oh, don't worry about it. Go to sleep." So I, had the air conditioner on because it's hot out there. Roll the windows up, put my blankie on. And I was out. Okay. So I was out about 2 hours. Okay. I wake up, oh man. I look over and he's gone. And I'm going, okay, what does that mean? He's gone. What's going on? Okay. So that you can't, and my boss was kind of a gruffy guy, okay, a very serious guy. He didn't like anybody sleeping on the job, right? A little anal on that. I became a top step. I allowed my guys a little discretion. Come on, man. We're not robots here. But anyway, so I'm thinking, okay, if I get on the radio and say, where is everybody? Okay, I could get on the radio and say, call this guy's name and say, meet me over here. I'm thinking, what am I going to do here? Okay, what's going on? And I hear, our radios in those days only had like maybe 2-mile range because they were just from car to car. So I'm thinking, okay, I don't hear any transmissions. Usually you hear the guy that's watching the house will say, somebody relieve me, or I need to get off here to go to the bathroom. A lot of conversation going. Nothing. Dead. Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna have to call him up. We have no phones in. Then I hear that's the radio in the background. I go, okay, are they leaving or coming? It's like this is what it sounded like. I'll show you the progressive sound. Yeah, up northbound, eastbound. See what's happening? They're coming this way. They're picking up the signal. Okay. Oh, that's my guys. I hear their call signs. Okay, good. They're coming. It's getting stronger. Okay, and I knew the street, so I said, okay, they're coming down the main street. They're heading here. Good. So I'm waiting for them. The guy apparently left, got some McDonald's or something, the crook, and he was going home. So they're coming back. Whew, okay. So I'm going, good. And so I'm thinking, okay, that's good and bad. Bad is you only have 6 people. Actually 5, the boss and 5. How come I wasn't on the air doing the broadcast with the rest of the crew? Because we all work together. Cars switch off all the time. Oh boy, I'm thinking, all right, whatever. So then come back, and sure enough, that guy that wanted to watch me, he pulls up next to me. I go, Where'd you go? What are you going on? He goes, well, we took off and I figured you need to rest, and he's not going anywhere. And what if you guys had gone farther than McDonald's? I would have probably had to come back and get you. But I said, well, did you tell the boss? He goes, no, I didn't tell the boss. Well, how do you account for me not being on the radio? He goes, oh, we told him you're off at a potty stop. Oh, thanks, man. You know. And then later on, sure enough, at the end of the day, we're out there talking, and I feel a little better, and I put up a good act. You know, I'm standing by the car, but I'm dying inside. And the boss goes, okay, we'll see you guys tomorrow. He looks at me, he goes, what happened to you? I said, oh, I had a bad stomach. Yeah, you were off the air for a while. See, very aware. I was very aware when I had 9 people working for me. Only because you want to make sure everybody's safe. Everybody has to be accounted for. You just can't not work and not have, not knowing where everybody is, your employees. Because you don't want to leave somebody behind. You don't want to leave somebody, he could be in a restaurant getting fast food, and he could be in a shootout. I mean, you don't know what's going on out here. Because, you walk into stuff all the time. You hear stories of officers walking in on robberies, on assaults, and, you get out by yourself to go to the bathroom or to go to 7-Eleven and get a hot dog, and you can walk into a shootout. And so that's why it's good that the boss knows that where everybody is and where everybody's accounted for. Okay, it's a safety issue, and you learn this as you work up. And as a young detective, I learned this watching my bosses, and then as I became a supervisor, I did it, and I also expounded on it. And then when I became the top step, it took a while to realize that, 4 or 5 years of doing all this, that there's a lot of reasons, a lot of moving parts to why you want to keep track of your people. The last of being which, you want to check on them to discipline. That's not, no. Your alpha officers trusted to work this assignment. You're hand selected, and you're hand selected because you're not going to go out there and do stupid things. Just do stupid things that you shouldn't be doing. You're focused on your assignment. You shouldn't be out there stopping robbery. You shouldn't be out there chasing down car thieves. No. That's police work, but it's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be doing what we're doing here. So anyway, he said, "Are you okay now?" Yeah, I'll be fine. And of course, the next day I got better, and that was that. So that's a short story, not very funny, but informative of how we do things. We're the human race here. Got sick, sitting in that car, bundled up like in a cocoon, trying to get better. Don't want to take a sick day because I don't want to save those for later, and I got paid for those when I retired, so it worked out best for the end. But anyway, hope you enjoyed those 2 little short stories. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.